Hey everyone, it's Tammy, and I wasn't planning on doing a video this month, or rather a video for August, but I figure I've got the YouTube channel, I should probably add content to it once in a while, stop being so lazy. And I'm not going to do a reading book talk kind of update this time, but I did discover a new toy to play with. So if you want to see my reading recommendations for August, there's going to be a link below in the notes, whatever you call it, description, for the video. And do check that out because it was fun to play with and I could see myself wasting so much time with it. This is going to be just pretty much solely a writing update. August was a pretty productive month, so yay me. Celebrate yourself, I guess. I'm hoping September and October and November and December will prove to be just as productive without me going nuts or burning out. I am really desperate for a vacation, but gotta keep plugging along since there's nothing else to do because pandemic. So, to start out, the new series, which is, I don't know if I've really talked about it. It's sort of a paranormal mystery humor kind of thing. Not exactly in the line of the Cassie Black Trilogy, but definitely it's going to have the humor. It's going to have quirky characters and all that. These are more sort of cozy mystery kind of things, and it's going to be I'll talk about it in a minute. It might turn out to be a fairly long series if it ends up working out right, so it's it's not just going to be a trilogy like the Cassie Black books. So if you like them, yay. If you end up hating them, oops. So I got through draft 3 during August, and what I did with this draft is I worked really slowly, just taking my time, making sure everything was in order for the, laying down of clues, laying down of the timeline, making sure everybody was supposed to be where they're supposed to be because I had one character in 2 places at once. Yeah, I tend to do that occasionally. And just sort of all that continuity stuff. And then as I was doing draft 3, I would do maybe a couple chapters a day. I would go back and reread the previous chapters that I had done the day before. So I was basically working drafts 3 and drafts 4 at the same time, which worked out pretty well because everything was super fresh in my head of what I had done and what needed to be, mentioned in the previous couple chapters. So I kind of liked that, and always kind of discovering new ways to work. Yay. So I did that. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's pretty much done. Story-wise, I'm really fussy about, picking the right words, the right language, not having everybody rolling their eyes or shrugging. A lot of eye rolling, a lot of shrugging, a lot of turning, a lot of, a lot of repetitive words. So I will do another read through and kind of try to clear up those a bit. But for, the the hard work of editing and rewriting, God, that is a hard word, rewriting, that is done for this book. And so I'm pretty happy with that. I sent it off to my beta readers, and so far they haven't hated it. They're not completely done. One is completely done, the other's not completely done. So kind of so excited to see what they say about it, and how much they nitpick on it, and how many typos they find. They're not my typos. Somebody else put those in there, I swear. So that's done. And another thing with this series is that, I got an itch here, hold on, is that I put up a survey in my newsletter last month, kind of because I couldn't decide what I wanted the titles to be like, and my newsletter subscribers were troopers, and they pulled through even though I completely screwed up the survey the first time, and they went through and actually did the survey the second time so I could actually get results, and they helped me pick a title. And so that title for the first book is going to be Hoarded All Before. And in case you don't quite get that, a lot of cozy mysteries have kind of puns in their titles. So I wanted to definitely use either puns or alliteration or something like that, and my newsletter subscribers really like the puns. So I'm going with the puns, and these are the main sort of sleuth, amateur sleuth, is a dragon. So I wanted all the puns to be sort of dragon related. So there's going to be a lot of horde, fired up, scales, claws, that sort of thing. So look forward to that. The trouble with this is I started kind of playing around with book covers a little bit, and the series title doesn't quite fit very well on a book cover unless I put it very, very tiny across the top. The original series title I had was The Circus of Unusual Creatures Mysteries, because it's a circus of unusual creatures such as dragons and centaurs and satyrs and things like that, because I just can't get away from mythology. So I'm playing with kind of shortening that up, either sort of like the Unusual Circus Mysteries, the Dragon Dilemma Mysteries, the Unusual Creatures Mysteries. So I'm still kind of playing with that a little bit, but you know, it's going to be something similar to what I originally wanted. So the thing with these books is I kind of want to get several done before releasing book one. So even though book one is essentially done, and if I really pushed, I could probably have it out by the end of the year, maybe even November, but I want to have a few sort of stockpiled, I guess, before I release book one, so I can release book one and then maybe book two a couple months later and book three a couple months later, so to kind of keep up that momentum of the releases. I don't know if that's a smart strategy, because I might not have book four ready for a while after book three, but we'll see. All I'm saying is don't expect this book to be released super soon. It's going to be relatively soon, you know, in the scale of the universe kind of thing, but it's not going to be, you know, next week or next month or anything. I also have an idea for another series, so I'm not sure, which will also be another sort of paranormal mystery type thing. I'm not sure if I want to do the 3 books in this dragon series first, and then work on, you know, book 1 of the new series, and then go back and forth between the 2 series, or if I just want to plow through with this dragon series. I don't know. I might get kind of bored with it if I did that, is what I'm worried about. But I did sit down the other day, and because I needed to start book 2. And I was planning on writing the first draft of that in September. So, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do for book 2. Kind of a problem, right? And so I sat down the other day and I just went through all my notes about all the different, you know, sort of mythological creatures that struck my fancy, I guess. And I basically wrote down, you know, sort of a story idea for each one, story's idea that I had come up with while I was writing book 1, jotted all those down, each on a separate piece of paper, with the storyline, the main characters who were going to be involved, or, you know, the new characters that were going to be involved. The main characters will always stay the same throughout the books. And sort of like, you know, who's going to be the victim, who's going to be the murderer, what's going to be the sort of twists and turns. And I didn't sort all this out. I kind of just jotted down a few things as it came to me. But I ended up coming up with like 11 book ideas. So this could be like a 9 to 11 book series, which is kind of scary for me because I do get bored with projects easily, which is why I think I might want to go back and forth between 2 series. Speaking of going back and forth, the other project I worked on in August was I started rewriting, I guess you would say. Hey, I said it right. I said rewriting right. Rewriting an old manuscript that I had written back in maybe 2011, 2012. And I was cleaning out my closet a while ago, and I found these old manuscripts, and I was kind of thinking, wow, I should really do something with these. They're just sitting there doing nothing. And some of them aren't too terrible. I was kind of reading through the one that I'm currently working on, and I was thinking, why did I give up on this? This really, the story idea isn't that bad. The writing isn't that bad. And my cat's about to jump from her perch. It's going to be scary. Oh, she did it. Okay. But I had given up on the manuscript because at the time, you know, I kind of knew how to write a story. I could write like nobody's business, but yeah, sort of. Not as great, but I could write a story, but I had no idea how to edit my own work. And that is definitely a skill that takes practice as a writer. You need to look back at your own work and be really mean. You need to be absolutely critical about doing it. And I couldn't do that. I thought I had this sort of mindset that like you write a first draft and it's done, right? It's, you know, I wrote these words. Why do I have to rewrite them? So this is why I really struggled with, even though I knew the story wasn't perfect, I didn't quite understand how to go back and, you know, hone the language, deal with inconsistencies and things like that. So now that I do feel like I am the rewriting queen, I am going back through this. And my original idea was to do it as Kindle has a new Vella program, which is you release books in series sort of things in little chunks. Like you basically release a chapter every week or every couple days or something. But I've decided against that because I've heard negative things about Vella. So this is going to be a book once it's done. It is very, very different than what I am currently trying to make my name in, which is the sort of humorous, cozy mystery, paranormal stuff. This is a sci-fi thriller kind of thing, and it's very, you know, serious tone. There is one character who provides a little comic relief, but even she doesn't, it's not funny, you know, it's just kind of quirky little, you know, snarky comments or whatever. So because this is so different in tone and such a different genre, I'm not planning on releasing it under my, you know, Tammie Painter name. I'm not going to go all crazy with a pseudonym like Zanzibar or Redolica or something like that, which, although that would be kind of cool and memorable. But it's going to be something like T.L. Painter instead of Tammie Painter, because that sort of just separates the two genres. Business things, yay. So that's that, and it is going, it's going pretty well. Like I said, this book really wasn't that terrible to begin with. It just has some issues that need sorted out with consistency and timeline and things like that. And like I had no idea. Like so one thing was supposed to be happening a month ago, and then all of a sudden it happened last week. I don't know what is it with me and timelines. I guess maybe I'd have an inner time traveler in me or something. So that is that. I don't know when it'll be done. It might be done by the end of the year. Who knows? But really, I don't plan on seeing anything new published from me this year. Sorry. I know. So upsetting. I know. Nobody cares. I don't know why I think anybody cares. So that was my writing for August. In September, I'm going to continue working on the edits of the sci-fi thriller book, and I'm also going to try to write a whole new novel, because why not? Yeah, and maybe take a day or two off now and then. Nah. All right, so that is it for me. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe if you don't mind my rambling, and if you don't like my rambling this much, subscribe to my newsletter because there's slightly less rambling in there, all right? And again, if you look at the notes down below, there's going to be free series starters and all that. So the cat just jumped up again. All right, so maybe you want to see the cat. Hold on, maybe I can switch. Okay, I'm saying bye, but I'm going to show you the cat and her new perch. Hold on. Nope, I can't do it. All right, so that's it for me, I guess. Technical difficulties. All right, chat at you later. Bye.